the same boat, yes we are. This may be the loneliest night of the year. Don't pretend I'm not here. Don't you push me away. I know exactly what you're gonna say, but I'm here to ask you anyway. Would you consider flying off to Vegas as my New Year's date? You don't know me very well. Other girls say go to hell. Other girls say you've got a need for what I'm here to sell. I'm closing in. This may be a win. You may have a penchant for debauchery and sin. If that's true, I'm your guy. Pack the suitcase, book the flight, stop the paper, hold the mail, board the dog and leave 3 nights. May come back and sell the house, quit the job, divorce the spouse. You may come back in love with me. It's not what this is all about. I'm closing in. This may be a win. You may have a penchant for debauchery and sin. Closing in. This may be a win. You may have a penchant for debauchery and sin. New Year's Eve in Vegas, it's all I'm here to sell. Don't come along expecting something else. I know exactly what you're gonna say, but I'm here to ask you anyway. You consider flying off to Vegas as my New Year's Day. Whoa, whoa. Flying off to Vegas is my New Year's Day. Whoa. Hey, teary-eyed girl at the bar. We're both in the same boat. Yes, we are. Song that gets played once every year at the beginning of my New Year's Eve live stream. And it is the beginning of my New Year's Eve live stream. Welcome aboard. I'll be going as long as I can tonight. What I'll be doing, of course, I'll be ringing in the new year and all the time zones from East Coast to this time zone, Central time zone, the Mountain time zone, Pacific. Then I'll go to Alaska. Then I'll be an hour off, and then I'll be in Hawaii. And then if I'm still going after 5, then I'll just keep going until I can't go anymore. So anyway, this is that. The way I do it actually is I go through this live stream the way I practice every week, which is I start with my newest stuff and work back. And so it kind of evens out because, the newest stuff, still have memory issues sometimes. And so it's a bit of a struggle. So I get through that. And then after a few hours, I'm playing stuff I'm very comfortable with. But by that time, it's 2 or 3 in the morning. And I might have a few memory issues with those too. This is me, 10 pounds less, dark brown hair. What was I doing there? That was then, this is now, those sudden turns. Still have a lot to learn about why. There's a lot to learn about why. Sipping wine above the cold, one last hour, begging her don't drive home. She laughs it off. Not tonight, oh, comes from a dream I had about why. It's a lot to learn about why. Thank you, Dave. Why I shouldn't call out with all my might. I swear you shouldn't drive home tonight. Should have begged with all my might. This is me, that's my life. Those sudden turns, still have a lot to learn. That's my life, my pleas fall short. The one time I get it right, that's why. It's a lot to learn about why. A lot to learn about why. Off my brand new album, When Dylan Plays a Free Show. Maybe I'll go right to that now. Just came out 1st of November, and here we are closing in on the 1st of January. All my albums, all my music is available on the streaming services. So if you want to hear this or anything else, go to Spotify, Amazon, Apple Music, wherever you get your music. Knock on the kitchen door, UPS delivery. Never won a single thing before. Why does it have to come from me? Am I the only one who sees when Dylan plays a free show? That's a setup by the feds. I ain't gonna go. You may not have the warrants, but me, I'm staying home when Dylan plays a free show. Seems almost too good to be true. I'm no rocket scientist, but that must be the clue. If you show up in person, they don't have to come for you when Dylan plays a free show. It's a setup by the feds. I ain't gonna go. You may not have the warrants, but me, I'm staying home when Dylan plays a free show. The tickets came today, delivered right there to your door. Tomorrow you're in prison down in Central Salvador. A year or two from now, you know you'll get your day in court. I'm not in the clear. If I don't take the bait tonight, I'm sure they'll show up here. But I did it once before, I can't completely disappear when Dylan plays a free show. That's a setup by the feds. I ain't gonna go. You may not have the warrants, but me, I'm staying home when Dylan plays a free show. That's a setup by the feds. I ain't gonna go. You may not have the warrants, but me, I'm staying home when Dylan plays a free show. Dylan Plays a Free Show, the title song for my newest album, When Dylan Plays a Free Show. And welcome again to my music room, my New Year's Eve dinner hour live stream. I got the twins with me every year on New Year's Eve, and I'll go as long as we can. If you're anywhere east of the east coast of the United States, then it's already 2026 for you. And in about 3/4 of an hour, it's going to be 2026 on the East Coast. You know, I was born on the East Coast, and I've got kin there, and maybe some of them will stop by at your midnight, and then we'll just go from there. 2 hours, hour later, it'll be here. It'll be New Year's Eve, where it really matters, in the Midlands, on the Iowa coast. See if I can do this one. This is brand new, also. As I say, I'm starting off with the newest stuff and working my way back. Hi, Jay. Happy New Year. A friend of mine posted this post on Facebook saying there's nothing like the Strawberry Moon on Shakespeare Rock. So that's a song. The strawberry moon rise over Shakespeare Rock. Long, I still love traveling along, but there's a point of return. I feel those home fires burn. I live for that smell. I got a few dozen stories to tell. The strawberry moon rise over Shakespeare Rock. strawberry moonrise over Shakespeare Rock, the 10th spring, I still love nurturing that wing. Took all winter to heal, now I survey the field. The view from up here, never seen anything that clear. The strawberry moonrise over Shakespeare Rock, I promised to be here when summer returned. I've been told that I don't keep my promises. I sometimes forget what the promises were. Thank you, Mary. Only the best for New Year's Eve. Strawberry moonrise over Shakespeare Rock, I promised to be here when summer returns. I've been told that I don't keep my promises. I sometimes forget what the promises were. The strawberry moonrise over Shakespeare Rock, as I came back alive, I managed to survive. Only to heal, or maybe all next week, for the strawberry moon. I won't pull the shades in my room. Strawberry Moonrise over Shakespeare Rock, another song from my newest album, When Dylan Plays a Free Show, which is available on all the streaming services. And as always, if you want a copy and you can't get on the streaming service or whatever, just send me a private message with the mailing address, and I'll send you one. That's, as I said, that's how I do these live streams, is I go from the newest to the oldest, and some of the new ones are still working on the memorizations, you know. Some friendships return, others run cold. That's how it's different from 35 years ago. I went to a bar, had a pleasant conversation with a friend from the other side. Over pizza and old duels, we agreed to a rule that we both keep an open mind. As a first step, we listed our points of agreement, 80% truth be told. You may have guessed that was 35 years ago. Last Saturday night, we had a little reunion, both turning 65. Shared a few laughs about the ghost of the past and the fact that we're both alive. As family took a political turn, it was time to drive ourselves home. And that's how it's different from 35 years ago. Some friendships survive, others run cold. That's how it's different from 35 years ago. Following Tuesday, I picked up the paper and I couldn't believe my eyes. Took what I saw like a slap across the jaw. We'd run out of healing time. Now I'd gladly agree to be back there next weekend for the debate that we placed on hold. The last time we did it was 35 years ago. Some friendships survive, others run cold. That's how it's different from 35 years ago. Some friendships survive, others run cold. That's how it's different from 35 years ago. If all that matters is being right, I got zero regrets, but I mulled it over the last 3 nights and I haven't gotten there yet. Some friendships survive, others grow cold. That's how it's different from 35 years ago. Some friendships survive, others run cold. That's how it's different from 35 years ago. That's how it's different from 35 years ago. That's how it's different 35 years ago. Off of When Dylan Plays a Free Show, my newest album. Do one more from that one on the piano, then I'll switch to the guitar. As we're approaching, we're about 3/4 of an hour away from New Year's Eve in the East Coast. How many tries does a young man get till he figures it out and applies the emotional tourniquet? He sees what he wants to believe, but he just isn't ready yet. That's all it is, he just isn't ready yet. Don't tell me love is a young man's game. Back in my prime, I was slapped side to side like a weather vane. Knew what I wanted but froze like a fool on a movie set. It was what it was, I just wasn't ready yet. For the rest of my life I water a garden of harsh regrets. Had one clear shot at the goal and I covered my bets. And again for the rest of my life, rewatching the film when I could have done right. I did everything right, I just wasn't ready yet. For the rest of my life, I water a garden of harsh regrets. One clear shot at the goal and I covered my bets. And again for the rest of my life, rewatching the film when I could have done right. I did everything right, I just wasn't ready yet. How many tries does a young man get till he figures it out and applies the emotional tourniquet? He sees what he wants to believe, but he just isn't ready yet. That's all it is, he just isn't ready yet. Ready yet? Another song of the 24 that are on When Dylan Plays a Free Show. As I start off running through the new stuff, and as I said earlier, I don't know how many people still hear from that, but it balances out because I'm playing a lot of stuff that isn't really firmly entrenched in my memory yet. And then by the time I get to the stuff that is, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, and my memory is just mush by then anyway. So they kind of even out. Isn't that what New Year's Eve is all about, though? Really, mush. Here's one. Here's the album, by the way. Let's see. When Dylan Plays a Free Show. And as I say, you can, thank you, Mary. As I say, you can either go to Spotify, Amazon, Apple Music, or whatever, and listen to the whole thing. And all my other albums, like 525 John Burns originals on there. Or you can send me a personal message with a mailing address, and I'll send you one. I'm not alone in my house right now. There's the next room over. My dog is sleeping. Bella's sleeping. And then the next room after that, the master bedroom. My wife is in there with my great-granddaughter. And sometimes when I'm in here practicing in the music room, I can hear fighting going on. Fighting going on in the other areas of the house, and that kind of inspired this song. I hear shouting downstairs. I think I'll stay here in my room. I hear shouting downstairs. I think I'll stay here in my room. I could climb out my third floor window if the shouting don't end soon. I got no idea what the problem is. What lit the fuse, what started this? But there's a knockdown, drag-out underway downtown, and I got no excuses for my relatives. I know it's a war zone, baby, but it's where I choose to live. I hear shouting downstairs. I think I'll stay here in my room. I hear shouting downstairs. I think I'll stay here in my room. I could climb out my third floor window if the shouting don't end soon. I know the sophomore move would be to intervene. I took that route before, it didn't work for me. In the place between the rabid dogs, that's a person you don't want to be. No, you don't want to be there, baby, when the war dogs bare their teeth. I hear the ruckus and I'm scared to death. I haven't gotten used to it yet. Someday someone's gonna pull out a gun. I'll bolt the door cause it's too late to run. I hear shouting downstairs. I think I'll stay here in my room. I hear shouting downstairs. I think I'll stay here in my room. Thank you, Mary. I could climb out my third floor window if the shouting don't end soon. I could climb out my third floor window if the shouting don't end soon. I could climb out my third floor window if the shouting don't end soon. Shouting downstairs. Yeah, these are all from the album, actually. I'm kind of like, what they always say. We don't want to hear the new stuff. We want to hear your classics. And the beautiful thing about me is I don't have any classics. I don't have any hits, so I can play the new stuff. And if you go to a concert for a big star, they play the new stuff first, and then at the end of their show, then they play all the hits and their encore and everything. Well, if you're around tomorrow morning at 10:30 still listening to me, maybe I'll get to my hits by then. I don't know. I don't know if I'll be around at 10:30 in the morning. That's the longest I've gone, by the way. I start at 10 o'clock at night, and I go till 10, as long as I can go. And I can't say, the shortest I've ever gone was 9.5 hours. And last year I went 10.5 hours. And the year before that, and then 3 years ago, I did 12.5 hours. And by the way, 3 years ago, the only reason I stopped at 12.5 hours was because the Hawkeyes had to play in a bowl game at 11 o'clock. So I had to stop at 10:30 to get ready to watch the Hawkeyes play football. Well, the Hawkeyes played their bowl game today, so there's nothing stopping me tomorrow at all. Just the fact that I'm an old man. I'm not totally blind to how creepy this seems. It's like you see your own face in a magazine with a cover that reads, "You're the woman of my dreams." You wonder, who's this old fool who's pursuing me? Just give me 5 to speak my piece. You don't know me, but I saw your photo on Facebook. I see the Who is back out on tour. I'm an age-old relic. Do they go to concerts anymore? Would you want to go with me? I got a law degree and a fake Academy Award. Do you want to take a look? You don't know me, but I saw your photo on Facebook. I know there's probably rules for your rendezvous, for the goobers like me who glom onto you, who harbor the hope that you dance with one or two. I know playing this game can be dangerous. This is much for me or you. You You don't know me, but I saw your photo on Facebook. I see the Who is back out on tour. I'm an age-old relic. Do they go to concerts anymore? Would you want to go with me? I got a law degree and a fake Academy Award. Do you want to take a look? You don't know me, but I saw your photo on Facebook. Would you say no to Roger Daltrey? He's 12 years older than me. I know I don't compete with him. He's a dude I can take you to see. You don't know me, but I saw your photo on Facebook. I see the Who is back out on tour. I'm an age-old relic. Do they go to concerts anymore? Would you want to go with me? I got a law degree and a fake Academy Award. Do you want to take a look? You don't know me, but I saw your photo on. You don't know me, but I saw your photo on Facebook. I see the Who is back out on tour. I'm an age-old relic. Do they go to concerts anymore? Would you want to go with me? I got a law degree and a fake Academy Award. Do you want to take a look? You don't know me, but I saw your photo on Facebook. I saw your photo on Facebook. I saw your photo on Facebook. You don't know me, but I saw your photo on Facebook. The things that come into your head when you don't have any idea. You know, you sit down every day to write a song, and you don't have an idea, and it's just like, what are you going to write about? And they just kind of come out. Like this one. You know, if you know me, you know about my hip, my right hip, you know. And I've got a few songs about to start out about my right hip, and then they turn into other things. Keep my foot in the same place too long, my hip will seize up and the pain will be more than I can bear. Something I know from experience. We keep having the same conversation. I'm taking my dad on a 12-day vacation. When I get back, don't recall much of my life before this, between dancing with you and the dreams that keep dancing in my night. When I was happy but penniless, I may get a break from a week in the vineyard with Cape Cod Red and some lobster dinner. When I get back, when I get back, we can settle the score. Don't want to do this anymore. Glued to my seat, I'm in so damn much pain. It's time to be moving again. Bloating on you what you do not deserve. Most of the blame, I know, it was always up to me. I still describe you in the present tense. When I tell you I lied, I was faking. It may be my way to discard what is breaking. When I get back, when I get back, we can settle the score. Don't want to do this anymore. Glued to my seat, I'm in so damn much pain. It's time to be moving again. My foot in the same place too long. The hip will seize up and the pain will be more than I can bear. Something I learned from experience. Another song from When Dylan Plays a Free Show, my newest album. As we inch toward New Year's Eve in Boston and Washington. I was born in Arlington, Virginia, on the outskirts of Washington, lived in Alexandria. Family and I moved back to the boyhood home, or the boyhood home of my parents, in Worcester, Massachusetts. But if you live in Florida or the Carolinas or some parts of Canada, I suppose, you know, this New Year's Eve is coming up on you right now. And damn it, we'll celebrate for all of you. There are People in the southern hemisphere, you know, who have New Year's Eve coming up and in the half hour, you know. I know actually that like in the very eastern part of South America, it's already the first. Grandfather's daddy came over from another world, was treated like a dog, did a sign, Irish stay outside. Of all his 7 children, there were 3 who didn't die. But Grandpa did all right. My grandfather's daddy came over from the other world. My grandfather's daddy came over from the other world. My grandfather's daddy made a living out of sweeping streets, fed them all, didn't take a dime. Like a fool, laid down simple rules. You could choose your own direction, but you gotta finish school. Gave them all the tools. My grandfather's daddy came over from the other world. My grandfather's daddy came over from the other world. Everybody's grandpa came over from another place, found a new life in these great United States. 4 generations and it's looking like a different place. Everybody's grandpa came over from the other place, found a good life in these great United States. 4 generations and it's looking like a different place. My grandfather's daddy died just before the First World War. He died certain of the better days ahead, clung to it without a single shred of doubt. After all, it's what this country's all about. And look how it played out. My grandfather's daddy came over from the other world. My grandfather's daddy came over from the other world. Oh, my grandfather's daddy came over from the other world. My grandfather's daddy came over from the other world. My grandfather's daddy came over from the other world. Back in those days, you know, it wasn't Somalia or Venezuela or something. If you came from Ireland, you were treated like that. And so, but they got by after a few generations. We did okay. But anyway, that song came into my head. 2025 was a year of some anniversaries for me, and one of them was when I dropped out of school 50 years earlier in 1975. You know, I spent 1 year at the University of Iowa before I dropped out, and I was well known in my dormitory because I was the guy with the organ in my room. I kept the Baldwin organ in my dorm room so I could practice when I wanted to. I made a lot of enemies for both my roommates too. It didn't make me better on the keys, and I never earned my bachelor's degree. Being that guy with the organ, it's like birth control for me. One night I brought a redhead to my dorm room. I finally caught a break, I thought. When I switched the desk light on, and she saw the toy I bought, she spun around and made a beeline for the stairs. I could never keep a woman there to be with that guy with the organ. She wouldn't do it on a dare. That guy with the organ, it could be my license plate. For all the girls the next floor up, I was the object of their hate. Being that guy with the organ, it could be my license plate. For all the girls the next floor up, I was the object of their hate. I kept a Baldwin organ in my dorm room so I could practice when I wanted to. I made a lot of enemies for both my roommates too. Didn't make me better on the keys, and I never earned my bachelor's degree. To be with that guy with the organ, it's like birth control for me. That guy with the organ, that was me 50 years ago, and until I finally broke loose and dropped out of school to seize the mantle of being the rock star of the 70s. That's what I thought was going to happen. Didn't quite work out that way. It's just another little ballad. It goes to me, but I'm not steady on my feet. That photo in your pocket, it's from 1963. Those rare events that I was fortunate to see. That was a different time, indeed. I made my way, so no apologies today. You did just what you had to, and now all the debts are paid. I came unhinged, but that was totally on me. It was a different time, indeed. There's this tune I hear, it's ringing in my ear. Just don't knock what you've lived to, 'cause you thrived so well that year. We had a good run, at least the way it seemed to me. That was a different time, indeed. Different time, indeed. Off of When Dylan Plays a Free Show. I don't know if Taylor Swift does this, because, she gets billions and billions of streams. I get, sometimes I get 10 a day or something like that. And so I want to know where they're from. And some of the streaming services will tell me, and some of them won't. And some of them will tell me by country. Some of them will tell me by city, different things like that. But I noticed sometime last year that I was getting a lot of streams for a short period of time from a country with the country code, like I think it was CM or something like that, or CO, maybe it was CO, whatever it was. And I looked it up, and it was a place called Comoros. Comoros. I never heard of Comoros. And Comoros is like an archipelago, a group of islands in the Indian Ocean, just between Mozambique and Madagascar, off the east coast of Africa. And I've actually been close to there in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, so I've been in that area. But somebody, for several weeks, just listening again and again and again to my songs in Comoros. So I wrote this song before discovering that the streaming service that I was getting all the plays on was one that it only plays in China. And apparently that country code that I thought was Comoros was actually China. But anyway, I'd already written this song. Got a fan in Comoros, don't know where you are. Some are off the African coast between Mozambique and Madagascar, and I cannot get there by car. I saw the map from where I'm at. I could swim, but it's way too far. No, I cannot get there by car. They say that Jimmy dropped a magic jewel, ignited a ring of fire. Then Solomon and Bill Gates came, searching for their heart's desire. This was the most admired, this font of gold, this grand atoll, rose like a ring of fire. Loving it on the fire. Well, I got a fan there now, I got a fan there now, and I do want to check it out. I got a fan there now, I got a fan there now, and I do want to check it out. Got a fan in Comoros, don't know where you are. Some are off the African coast between Mozambique and Madagascar, and I cannot get there by car. I saw the map from where I'm at. I could swim, but it's way too far. No, I cannot get there by car. Got a fan in Comoros, and I cannot get there by car. Got a fan in Comoros, cannot get there by car. I got a fan in Comoros, but I cannot get there by car. See if I can do this one. This is another new one off of when Dylan plays a free show. Some of them are better committed to memory than others. Let's see if this one's committed to memory. Find out. This one, this guitar I'm holding right now is Martin D15, my first Martin, my first really good guitar. I bought it, I think it was 25 years ago. I think I bought it in 2001. It may have been 2002 now that I look at it. But I bought it from Dirk Newton, who one of my mentors in his guitars and other stuff. Everybody's a mentor, basically. And we lost Dirk this year. And so I wrote this song. Everybody on the Facebook, you know, we always been, when Dirk was around and participating actively in the social media, we always, you know, damn it, Dirk. We always used to say that. And so I wrote this song called Damn It, Dirk. I'm not sure if I've got this down yet. If it doesn't come out perfect, you know, get my album when Dylan plays a free show and listen to it on that. Damn it, Dirk, I'm working on a song. I could really use your input, but I can't put my finger on. The tuning isn't right. I want to clean it up so I can use it in my show tonight. The thing about it, Dirk, you're doing what you love. You never spend a day at work. Damn it, Dirk, I'm on the Martin now. You dug into your closet. This is what you carried out. It fit me like a glove. It isn't just a strum. I'm later in the throes of love. All about that, Dirk. Coming back to ask you because you always made it work. Where are you now, my friend? There's a few things I want to try. Are you coming home again? I need some guidance, and you're the guy. Damn it, Dirk, I thought we were a band. There were places in the village where we could book some one-night stands. What are you gonna go? Up and down that net, thinking I can match you, but I haven't done it yet. You show me how, my friend. You were always good that way. You're coming home again. Oh, hey, damn it, Dirk. Are you coming home again? There's a few things I want to try. You, my friend, I could use some guidance, and you're the guy. Damn it, Dirk, I'm working on a song. I could really use your input, but I can't put my finger on. The thing about it, Dirk, when you're doing what you love, you never spend a day at work. Damn it, Dirk. Oh, damn it, Dirk. Damn it, Dirk. Damn it, Dirk. Damn it, Dirk. My song for Dirk Newton. Sold me this guitar. Actually, basically gave me the guidance to buy these really thin guitar picks. They're right for me. Not right for most people, but they're right for me. And that came from Dirk. A lot of things, really. As I say, Dirk was a consultant. He sold me this guitar, and he brokered the sale of that Stratocaster Deluxe that I bought, or Telecaster Deluxe that I bought from Howard Fredrickson a few years ago. He just seemed to know what was right for me. Bob Evans, Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Did you know Dirk Newton? I think he might have gone to Valley right about your time, I think. He told me the first time I met him, when I bought this guitar 21 years ago, he told me that my mom was his 6th grade teacher. And I asked my mom about it, and she didn't remember him. And that's a good sign, because the ones that my mom does remember are the ones that she didn't like too much. So if she didn't remember him, that was a pretty good thing. So anyway, but Happy New Year and Merry Christmas to all the Evanses. I think I told you this, maybe it was last year. I looked it up once to see, you know, your Bill Davis, your grandfather, you know, he used to sit out on the front porch all the time. He seemed like an old man. And my inclination is, by looking into it, that he was probably about 10 years younger than I am now back then. But then that's life. That's life. This, if you got my book, German Helmet on the Basement Shelf is something I published earlier this year, after I published the book about my dad. Published it last year, $1 American Tutor. And the act of publishing $1 American Tutor led me down a few roads that actually turned into another song. Everybody played with Dirk. You know, that's the thing. Dirk was a hub in this community. But anyway, I wrote this song about I wrote this book about my dad's freshman year at Boston University. Fascinating story. It's really his biography. And then as I published it, then a bunch of other things happened at that time that turned into another book. And that turned into the German Helmet on the Basement Shelf. And I started running into stories that just had been buried for 80 years. And one of them involved a woman who actually lived in Austria in the 30s, and she was a Jewish woman, and she escaped. And she went to Egypt and fought with the British Army there. And then she came back to the United States and joined the Army here, and then went back to Germany after the war. Anyway, it's a long story and everything, but while I was writing this book, her family sent me a pile of letters all written in German language, and I had them interpreted, and they were between her and her father. Actually, they were all from her father, because she didn't have the ones she sent him, and he's just so desperate trying to get out of Austria, out of Vienna, and he never did. We know how it turned. It didn't turn out good for him, but these letters that I read really inspired me to write this song. Started with a night of broken glass. Uncle Joseph had the place, he could keep us safe. By then the die was cast. Hideous nightmare beginning with that. Every note I pass may be our last. I promised your mother I'd keep in touch with you. It got so hard so fast. Need you to promise you'll never come back. I sent a message to the embassy. We're holed up in a closet in District 3, looking for a visa for my girl and me. The panel trucks are circling the block. If we go out for a walk, we'll be dead and buried by 5 o'clock. If we do as much as talk, when you say, I don't like them odds, I just smile and nod. You're long past willing to put your trust in me. Or a merciful God when you say, every girl for herself, it's a mood I applaud. Sent a message to the embassy. We're holed up in a closet in District 3, looking for a visa for my girl and me. The panel trucks are circling the block. If we go out for a walk, we'll be dead and buried by 5 o'clock. If we do as much as talk. Is it curtains for my girl and me? Holed up in a closet in District 3. If the last seat on the lifeboat was for you, I'd give it up to you instead. Sent a message to the embassy, holed up in a closet in District 3, looking for a visa for my girl and me. The panel trucks are circling the block. If we go out for a walk, we'll be dead and buried by 5 o'clock. If we do as much as talk. Sent a message to the embassy. We're holed up in a closet in District 3, looking for a visa for my girl and me. The panel trucks are circling the block. If we go out for a walk, we'll be dead and buried by 5 o'clock. If we do as much as talk. Hi, Joe. How you doing? Hey, I've got you guys on right now. I'm getting down to the wire on the East Coast. I think I could squeeze one in. Song I wrote the song in 1979, the day that Smokey died. song called Smokey. You know, I don't know if Joe and Bob, if you guys are still on, but June 2nd, 1967, knock on the door. It was Joe Evans from across the street. One dog left in the litter, Vicky's litter, with Jeff Need's dog. And could we take him? My mother had no interest in taking a dog into our house, but Jody talked her into it. And we had Smokey for 12 years, best friend a boy ever had. And anyway, so I wanted to get that while you guys are still here, if you're still on. Now we're getting close to New Year's Eve in the East Coast, and as I say, I don't know if I've got anybody on from the East Coast, but you know, I'm going to ring in the New Year in each of the time zones. I was born in Arlington, Virginia, so that's on the East Coast, and I got family in Worcester, Massachusetts. I got family in North Carolina. I got family in Florida. You know, all through the East Coast. I had a lot of great adventures on the East Coast, and so if any of you are listening, or if you know somebody that needs to hear this, that is alone right now and doesn't have anything to do, call them up. Tell them to get on. You know, you've got about 1 minute and 45 seconds before it turns 2026 in Boston and Maine and Washington D.C., New York, all of Florida, you know, and then for every place else, Atlanta. It's all Eastern time zone. And I have to say, my wife has bought me a lot of. You've seen this stuff, a lot of bling to go with my New Year's Eve celebration, and so I'm going to put some of it on when I celebrate the New Year. And we're coming up down to we're just about 1 minute away from 2026 on the East Coast, and. I don't know about you, but you know, you could kind of hoping that things go a little better in some respects next year than this year. Although it ended pretty good for the Hawkeyes today. If you watched that game, if you're a Vanderbilt fan, it wasn't so good for you. But everybody played a hell of a game. It was worth, no matter who won, it was worth watching. But worth watching even more if you're a Hawkeye fan. So that was a good thing. We'll probably talk more about that in an hour. You know. I don't know, you know, sometimes we get people, sometimes we don't. I started doing this during the pandemic when everybody was doing this, and now it's people are out celebrating, they're out doing other stuff. But anyway, I put this on, and we're getting down to the East Coast, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All acquaintance be forgot, never brought to mind. For all acquaintance be forgot in days of old lang syne. For auld lang syne, my Joe, for auld lang syne, we'll take a cup of kindness yet in days of old lang syne. I hope this year's better than the last one, 'cause if it ain't, I'm gonna get the gun, put a 12 gauge round in me or you. What else can I do? They say New Year's Eve is a time for hope. If the good Lord give me the strength to cope, but he chose to put me to the test instead, and I'm perched out on the ledge, 'cause the good Lord put me to the test instead. I hope this year's better than the last one, want to put that one to bed. I hope this year's better than the last one, want to put that one to bed. I hope this year's better than the last one, want to put that one to bed. Happy New Year to everybody in the New Year in the Eastern time zone. And as I do, oh shoot, that may be the end of the glasses there. Celebrate with a little bit of this stuff. If you got some of this, you can join me. Feel free to join me. I've had it sitting out and kind of exposed to the sun a couple days, so it's bubbling. To all you guys in the Eastern time zone, Happy New Year, Happy New Year. And in 1 hour, it's going to be New Year's Eve here now. You know, we got 1 hour left of 2025. If there's something you needed to do in 2025, and you live where I live, you got 1 hour to do it. Actually, you've got about 57 minutes to do it. I think this is the last guitar song I'll play on from my this year's album, When Dylan Plays a Free Show. As I say before, all my albums are on the streaming services, but if you want one, just send me a private message with your mailing address and I'll send you a copy. Well, not in 2025. In 2025, I went to Europe and places I've never been to Spain, but I've been to Oklahoma. But I'm in Spain now. We spent a night in Barcelona. And shoot. Well, let me do this one. But then last year, we went to South America. And now I've been to Uruguay. You don't know me from Jerry Rice. You say you're here for the coffee, not trolling for advice for some random loudmouth know-it-all like me. I got a tendency to eavesdrop. I jump right in and I don't back off. Sometimes that's a good thing, I believe. What I hear, you say you're all used up. The divorce, the marriage, and you've fallen in a rut. You've used up all the lifelines on the way. My best advice is that you don't fight back. There's no percentages in doing that. I've been there, and this is how I play. I've been to Uruguay. I was here just one day, summer of 24. Needed to get away on a cruise to Antarctica. Found this estancia right on the coast of remote South America. The little green birds, they flutter in the trees, and the gauchos ride in the Patagonia breeze. From my point of view, it's exactly what you need. What I hear, you're really thin. The divorce was messy, and you've used up most of them. Ask the banker, he'll give you a 5-year loan. You're wise in wanting to protect your wealth, but a prudent investment in your mental health will put you in the black when you get home. I've been to Uruguay. I was here just one day, summer of 24. Needed to get away on a cruise to Antarctica. Found this estancia right on the coast of remote South America, where the little green birds, they flutter in the trees, and the gauchos ride in the Patagonia breeze. From my point of view, it's exactly what you need. Little green birds, there's nothing like them here. They swarm around you and your problems disappear. You'll be asking someone else next year. I've been to Uruguay. I was here just one day, summer of 24. Needed to get away on a cruise to Antarctica. Found this estancia right on the coast of remote South America, where the little green birds are fluttering the trees, and the gauchos ride in the Patagonia breeze. From my point of view, it's exactly what you need. I've been to Uruguay. I was there just one day, summer of 24. Needed to get away on a cruise to Antarctica. Found this estancia right on the coast of remote South America, where the little green birds, they flutter in the trees, and the gauchos ride in the Patagonia breeze. From my point of view, it's exactly what you need. I've been to Uruguay. Oh, I've been to Uruguay. Whoa, I've been to Uruguay. Oh, oh, oh. I've been to Uruguay. Whoa, I've been to Uruguay. Oh, I've been to Uruguay. Whoa. I've been to Uruguay, and now I have been to Uruguay. Last year we took the cruise. We went down to Argentina, and we went to Chile, and we spent a day there. And then we went to Antarctica, and then spent a day in the Falkland Islands. But the very first day out, we went to Montevideo, Chile, and then took a trip out to a estancia, which is a cattle ranch. And interesting story there, I was wearing a University of Iowa T-shirt, and the head gaucho, the guy that owned the estancia, came up to me and goes, you know, when I was a young man, when I went to like high school and college age, I was a foreign exchange student in the United States, and I lived in Waterloo, Iowa. This is way down in Montevideo, Uruguay, way down in the southern hemisphere, almost to the southern pole and everything, and this guy knew where Waterloo was. But anyway, you know, it's funny you mentioned that, Nancy, because I've been doing this. This is the 6th year I've been doing this, and I'm coming up, you know, we're now about 50 minutes away from New Year's here, and it always seems like every time I get to New Year's, there's somebody knocking, pounding on my door trying to get in, probably complaining about the music in the middle of the night. And then I always realize about 10 minutes later, well, that's not pounding on the door. Somebody's shooting off fireworks in the neighborhood. And poor Bella, she's in the next room in her cage right now, in her kennel. She hates fireworks, too. So I don't know how she reacts to all of it. She doesn't like the 4th of July too much, but I don't know. We'll find out. But oh, no, I want to do this, too. Because I mentioned Barcelona. You know, I went to this year. This year we had a Mediterranean cruise, you know. We went to southern Italy and France, but we went to Spain, you know. We spent the first night in Barcelona, and then we went to 2 of the islands off of Spain, and then on to Italy after that. But I'd never been to Spain before, and it just so happened that the day we got there was the day after St. George's Day, and everybody was saying, you're lucky you didn't come the day before because you couldn't have done anything. Because St. George's Day is like Valentine's Day here, only magnified like 60 times, and it was crazy. So I missed that. If there was a pill that could save my life, I'd take a month's supply. Fly to Barcelona for St. George's Day, come back to Toledo, and serenely pass away. After Barcelona on St. George's Day, forget about Toledo. I'm content to pass away. I could spring for a ticket for you. Say you moved on, married, had a kid or 2. Wouldn't it be nice if we could put today on ice and do what we could not afford to do? I could spring for a ticket for you. You say you've moved on, married, had a kid or 2. Wouldn't it be nice if we could put today on ice and do what we could not afford to do? If there was a pill that could save my life, I'd take a month's supply. Fly to Barcelona for St. George's Day. Come back to Toledo and serenely pass away. Barcelona on St. George's Day. Forget about Toledo. I'm content to pass away. So a little song about Barcelona, you know. In Uruguay last year and Barcelona this year, I got songs about both of them. The Uruguay song is a happier song, I guess. But if you're gonna pass away, Barcelona is as good a place as any, I suppose. "45 more minutes of 2025, and then it's 2026 in Iowa." I've been making phone calls all day long, trying to get to the bottom of things. It'd be a much better world if I was wrong. The sad state of facts I'm imagining, I was always up front with you. Always up front with you. Wouldn't be me if I was strong, so I take whatever you put me through, but in a decent law. You can adjust to the attitude. I'm always up front with you. Always up front with you. Maybe it helps me, this patience of mine, if I'm willing to bide my time. Maybe it helps me, this patience of mine, if I'm willing to bide my time. Wouldn't be like me if I was strong, so I take a step back to negotiation, raising phone calls all day long, trying to facilitation, always up front with you. I was always up front with you. I was always up front with you. Always up front with you. Always up front with you. That's the last of the songs off of When Dylan Plays a Free Show. You know, as I said earlier, I don't know that there's anybody listening now that was listening when I started out, but I always, the way I do this is I go with my newest stuff and work back, and it balances out because, you know, the newest stuff, as you might have noticed, there's some memory lapses. You know, I'm still trying to beat them into my head. And the older the songs get, the more I have them in my head. But, you know, by the time I get to the older songs that are beaten into my head very strongly, it's going to be 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. And, you know, my memory's going to be like mush then. So it kind of balances out. Let's not go to bed mad. Be some compromise. to be had. Guess I lose if I win. And all the speeches I memorized, just forget about them. I'll come home tonight and miss what we had. Let's not go to bed mad. Home tonight, 'cause I miss what we had. Let's not go to bed mad. So now we're going into, I just finished playing over the first hour and 15 minutes, played my songs from 2025. Starting in about November of 2024 and going to September of 25, and then I do my recording in October, so those are songs off of that one. Now we're going back to my album from 2024, which is called Hall of Fame, and again, those are songs written from November 2023 to September 2024, like this one. You and me, we got some battling to do. Common ain't one of us still standing, just then we call it truce. My response is what to use. You and me, we are a creature of the times. Under different circumstances, you might hold me in a better frame of mind. Be an easy hill to climb. You could expect civility, but you don't have that ability. I'm about to find out what you bring as we're circling the ring. Oh, circling the ring. I'm sundered by the ideologies, not to switch to the forest through the trees. Guess that applies as much to me. You could approach me with civility, but you don't have that ability. I'm about to find out what you bring as we're circling the ring. Circling the ring. You and me, we are a self-fulfilling prophecy. Wind us up and let us go, but know what the end will bring. You could approach me with civility, but you don't have that ability. I'm about to find out what you bring as we're circling the ring. Oh, circling the ring. Circling the ring. Circling the ring. Circling the Ring from Hall of Fame. This one, I talk about this one a little bit. I wrote this, I think November 20th of 2023, and it's about dropping somebody off of probably a romantic interest off at the Amtrak station to go on a trip, knowing that things are not going to be the same when that person comes back. I actually had an experience like that many years ago, and long ago that it really didn't affect me too much. But then I wrote the song, and then the next day when I played through it again, I felt really emotional playing it. I couldn't figure out why, and then it occurred to me that I wrote it on November 12th. It's called 6:10 p.m. on November 18th. On November 19th, one of my closest friends passed away, and I was there with him when he went very slowly. And I think this song was basically my song about that experience, if I can remember. 6:10 p.m. on November 18, she boarded the Zephyr to Denver to leave. Caught a last glimpse of her waving goodbye. There was no reflection of me in her eyes. There's no easy parting, I guess that's a fact. I'd reason she'd soon turn around and come back. It's how I avoided a panic attack of standing here holding my hat. 6:10 p.m. on November 18, shaken awake at the peak of my dream. Can't mourn for what I had no right to expect. My future with her was a fairly good bet, trying to balance the good and the bad. There was some of both in the year that we had. By my calculations, and maybe they're wrong, there was reason to keep hanging on. 6:10 p.m. on November 18, watching the Amtrak depart, feeling the birth of a permanent scar on my heart. "6:10 p.m. on November 18, watching the Amtrak depart, feeling the birth of a permanent scar on my heart." 6:10 p.m. on November 18, she boarded the Zephyr to Denver to leave. Caught a last glimpse of her waving goodbye. There was no reflection of me in her eyes. Hall of Fame, and this too. I don't know what's good for you. I have to do what's best for me. I tell you what I see as I stumble through this territory. Long since paid my debt to you, blinded by this all-consuming love for you. As I stumble through this territory, never marching through. As we shift goals for another game, I know you would do it just the same. And I'm sure I'd come down hard on you, someone I could blame. As we shift goals for another game, I know you would do it just the same. And I'm sure I'd come down hard on you, as someone I could blame. I don't know what's good for you. I have to do what's best for me. I tell you what I see as I stumble through this territory. I tell you what I see as I stumble through this territory. I tell you what I see as I stumble through this territory. Stumble through this territory off of Hall of Fame. All these songs now are Hall of Fame, my album from 2024. And we're getting down to about 32 minutes from 2026 in central Iowa, Texas, Missouri, Minnesota, Nebraska, all those places. We're about to go to the new year there, 2026. Imagine, I was born in 1956. 70 years ago. It's just hard to believe. It's hard to believe that anybody, because when I was born, the life expectancy was like 68. So I'm out of warranty now. I've done my 68 anyway. And now I'm up to 70. And there are people that are even older than that. It's hard to believe. But anyway. And down that line, make sure my thing's turned down, isn't it? Yeah, it is. I don't want this one to come blasting out. I mentioned this already, the right hip. I didn't fall because I'm old. I fell because there's so much shit in this place. Oh, that's dried blood on my face. I didn't come alone. So don't go selling my guitars. I'm far from where I'm no longer using them. Oh no, I didn't fall because I'm old. I didn't fall because I'm old. And I see you eyeing me like that. I laugh about the old dudes, they roll down off the hill for a thrill. Guess you want to get that back. When you turn it against me, I see just how it's starting to spin out of control. I didn't fall because I'm old. I didn't fall because I'm old. For one unsteady baby step, I'm not primed for harvest yet. I got a little ways to go. You can watch the tape with me. I didn't fall because I'm old. So don't go selling my guitars. I'm far from where I'm no longer using them. Oh no, I didn't fall because I'm old. 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 There are a lot of things that I do. I got the great-granddaughter over at the house. She's over in the other room right now. And there's a lot of things I do that she's just locked out of. Like I lock the door in my music room when I'm practicing and everything. I do a lot of work in my office, and I've got that bungeed so she can't come in. But she can look in through the glass. And sometimes it makes me a little sad when I'm in there working and I see her waving through the glass. 5 minutes early, I would have been there. I tried to gnaw myself free. She was hugging me, especially now. I can't be without a job. The only time I wished the Monday wouldn't go so fast was waving through the glass. Better through shortcuts, just travel to the house. Never had any luck. My record was clean, but I still had to do some time. The only way I got to visit my girl through that, waving through the glass. Hi, Chip. How you doing? Happy New Year. Try to force a smile, make an hour last. If I can't be your dad, I can try to be your friend, but the hour goes too fast. trying to force a smile, make an hour last. If I can't be your dad, I could try to be your friend, but the hour goes too fast. Cabin secured, your seat belted in. I watch from the tarmac. Are you aware of that? Good luck in college. I know you love Santa Cruz. Do you think you'll come back is a question I dare not ask. Waving through the glass, waving through the glass. Well, the next one, a song about kind of two things, really. I don't know if it's so clear from listening to it that you can tell what it's written about, but it may have another meaning, too. No matter how many hours you put into it, the pole star that's driven your life, not just the fact that you're doing it, but the feeling you're doing it right. Well, I get paid for this. You're just an amateur, a hobbyist. Since I was a teen, I've been pounding the streets, taking all of the risks. And who are you? But competition I just can't afford every time you score. With every random score. There was a time in the distant past that I drew some pleasure from this, and embraced and revealed I was home at last. The sensation of warmth in a kiss. I get paid for this. Dollars and cents for a late night trip. It's time to get real. There's nothing to feel. It's what I do to subsist. And who are you? Just $300 less through the door every time you score. Every random score. You've got no business to undercut me. Out here feeding the Jones and the family. Who are you? But competition I just can't afford every time you score. With every random score. Every time you score. With every random score. Every random score. Off of Hall of Fame, my 2023 album, Hall of Fame. One more breath before she opens the door. Decision time, could be today or tomorrow. I can't hold it in much more. Can't hold my breath no more. I got my hands in my pockets, I finger the keys. Decision time, made up my mind that I'm not the man she needs. Clear she already sees. It's that clear to me, there's nothing I have to say. The decision's already made. realize if it's that clear to me, there's nothing I have to say. The decision's already made. There's so much hiding the back of that smile. Decision time, what about yesterday? And I'll make it worth your while. I gotta forget that smile. I take one more breath before she opens the door. All of the eyes on me. What is it gonna be? What is it gonna be? What is it gonna be? One more breath before she opens the door. What is it gonna be? 22 minutes. 22 minutes before 2026 in Iowa, among other places. And I'm playing through 2023 songs. I'm already, it's almost 2 hours into it. I'm already back to 2023 already. I've been writing since 1972. If I play all of them all the way back that I've got memorized, I'd probably be going into Tuesday, I suppose. Strike you as complacent, well, it's just how I protect myself. Has a tendency to backfire on me. In truth, I'm quite an easy sell. I figured you could read what I don't tell. But you set out to change in me. It's the way I play. I'm a man of mystery. It's the attitude of take it, leave it, ingrained in my identity. Now I'm standing at this crossroads and I scream. I want to tell you if you're listening, I can do better than the side I shared with you. It's what I held in reserve. Could you blink or something? What I'm being is the truth. It's what I held in reserve. It's what I held in reserve. You got me in a war of wills. The stakes are high. I thought I knew the drill. I'm not used to being low man on a double bill. God help me when you go in for the kill. I want to tell you if you're listening, I can do better than the side I shared with you. It's what I held in reserve. Could you blink or something? What I'm saying is the truth. It's what I held in reserve. It's what I held in reserve. This is me. The door is open wide. I'm taking you inside. What no one else can see. I want to tell you if you're listening, I can do better than the side I shared with you. It's what I held in reserve. Could you blink or something? What I'm saying is the truth. It's what I held in reserve. It's what I held in reserve. Oh, I want to tell you if you're listening, I can do better than the side I shared with you. It's what I held in reserve. Could you blink or something? What I'm saying is the truth. It's what I held in reserve. It's what I held in reserve. Whoa. What I held in reserve. I think that's off Hall of Fame. I hope I do it right, because if I start doing them out of sequence, then I'll start forgetting to do some. It's not going to matter because I've got enough songs to get through the night anyway. Like this one. Some get invited, others don't. Some respond quickly, while others won't. When one side fits all, I guess then we'll know. I try to predict When I make my plans, if others will hear me, others stand, and one side fits all, I'll have my answer then. I think all of the storms stirring up between us are matters already discussed. When one side fits all, we can clear away all of the dust. I think communication's a vanishing art. That's what drives us apart. When one side fits all, is that an acceptable start? Nobody wants that, never will. We face off in battle, that's the thrill. Should one side fit all, I'd rather pay the hill. When one side fits all. 17 minutes, actually, about 17, 16 minutes maybe, till 2023 in our beautiful state of Iowa. Problem if you straddle the line, I'm about to cut my losses, so you better decide. Rather stick with what seemed perfect to me. I ain't gonna cling to it indefinitely. Oh, filling the void is the only road I know. I gotta find somebody who looks like you. If you won't have me, it's the only thing to do. Tall order, but it's gonna get filled. I'm not going back to Munich without someone who fits that bill. My eyes say this ain't what it was for some contender, that's a definite plus, yeah. Desperation is an interesting thing. Better think before I give some girl a ring, ha ha. You should step in before I let it go that far. Well, I gotta find somebody who looks like you. If you won't have me, it's the only thing to do. Tall order, but it's gonna get filled. I'm not going back to Munich without someone who fits that bill. Go just on looks, you know I'm going in for a rough, rough ride. There's just no point of reference when you check them out in a small dark dive. Gotta find somebody who looks like you. If you won't have me, it's the only thing to do. Tall order, but it's gonna get filled. I'm not going back to Munich without someone who fits that. Gotta find somebody who looks like you. If you won't have me, it's the only thing to do. Tall order, but it's gonna get filled. I'm not going back to Munich without someone who fits that bill. Someone who fits that bill. Going back to Munich without someone who fits that bill. Got to find somebody who looks like you. Off of Hall of Fame. Fancy glasses for my New Year's Eve celebration, which is coming up in 13 minutes. Sheila Ann, they tell me I should mourn for you. They want to understand why I just want to be miles away when they bury you. I don't need to speak ill of the dead, but I disagree with what the obit said. Sheila Ann. I trembled as I read that page. I'm sure you tried your hand. Picked up the pen and you showered yourself with the accolades. It may be a low blow and it's quite unfair. You had a circle of friends who surrounded you there. It's just one proof of what you told me yourself. I'm a wayward boy trying to burn in hell. Sheila Ann. Fifth grade teacher is all the control, cuts a wider swath than you'll ever know. I may seem like a survivor to you, but the marks are there in the shape of your hand. Sheila Ann, Sheila Ann. Sheila Ann. You think that one's deranged? Another one of those weeks. I feel I'm two bad decisions from the street. Even my supporters have flown south. I used to rule, now I wallow in doubt. I know what's going on with you. Caught in a fog you can't fly through. We've both been stuck like this before. So grab your jacket. It's time for the tour when I'm doubting my own masculinity. And you can buy a stranger's glance. Let's go downtown and watch the homely people dance. Oh, let's go downtown and watch the homely people dance. It's not a bad thing to discuss. They're all oblivious to us. We'll sit and watch them from the back. They'll go home with their self-confidence intact. Ah, that's their worth. I'm sure they laughed about us first. The sorts of things we'll never know. So grab your jacket, it's time for the show, and I'm doubting my own masculinity. And you can buy a stranger's glance. Let's go downtown and watch the homely people dance. Oh, let's go downtown and watch the homely people dance. I'm doubting my own masculinity, and you can buy a stranger's glance. Let's go downtown and watch the homely people dance. Oh, oh, let's go downtown and watch the homely people dance. Another one of those weeks. I feel I'm two bad decisions from the street. I don't know where these songs come from. This one I know where it came from. My good friend Scott Smith, if you've been down around Des Moines all these years and you follow the jazz scene, you know Scott Smith, who died 2 years ago, was one of the greats, Scott started out with this little trio when he was at Northwestern University, and they had a chick singer with him by the name of Ann Margaret. And then Scott got drafted. He had to go into the Air Force, I think, so he's gone for a while. And then Ann Margaret went off, started making films with Elvis. And so Scott spent his life in Des Moines. And, we used to go see Scott. I mean, but that was just, what are we going to do and on a Saturday night? And most of my parents, the people come in from out of town. Thank you, Chip. People come in from out of town and let's go see Scott. at the Rusty Scupper or wherever Scott was playing, and that carried over to me and everything. And the day after Scott passed away, I wrote this song. Just a ballad that you want to hear. It doesn't hurt to ask. He'll take a stab at it by ear. It's the reason I keep coming here. Such a throwback, this piano bar. Every song request by ear. It's the reason I keep coming here. As far back as the salad days, it seemed wise to take a first date to this place. Let the piano player plead my case. And when I aged out of the dating game, stayed my home base through the years, it's the reason I keep coming here. I know the player has a story he can tell. He tells the story well, if only to himself. I know the player has a story he can tell. He tells the story well, if only to himself. If there's a ballad that you want to hear, it doesn't hurt to ask. He'll take a stab at it by ear. That's the reason I keep coming here. The reason I keep coming here. Squeeze one more in before the New Year's. She was a battle in my eye. She had a green light smile. She was someone to be reckoned with. She was never wild. I didn't see her for the rest of my teens. Gonna fly out loud. She was a sweet child. She's a monster now. Sweet child, but a monster now. Sweet child, but a monster now. It breaks my heart the way it all went down. She was a sweet child. She's a monster now. She may have a point. Maybe it just ain't fair to have to live up to a memory when there's nothing for her there. I get the gist of what she's saying to me. I want to cry out loud. It was a sweet child. She's a monster now. Sweet child, but a monster now. Sweet child, but a monster now. It breaks my heart the way it all went down. She was a sweet child. She's a monster now. She's got tattoos where no one should look at them. Her room is a thick black cloud. Last night she swung on a jungle gym. Sweet child, she's a monster now. Sweet child, but a monster now. It breaks my heart the way it all went down. She was a sweet child, she's a monster now. Yeah, Scott, you know, everybody knew Scott. I mean, he was a guy that, you know, the big men with the money would go into business with Scott. They'd open up a place. Unfortunately, he just couldn't have one that had legs like Noche. Noche's got legs, you know. Scott, what Max Wellman and his partners have done, you know, it's lasted, you know. And Scott was just the guy in Des Moines, you know, And we had a few of those guys, and we still got a few that had real careers, you know. Julius Brooks, you know, played with Ray Charles, played with the Ink Spots and everything. We lost him last year. He was like 95 years old. He was playing right up until the time he died. Scott was pretty much playing right up until the time he died. It used to break my heart to go to that Coles, or not Coles, but that Von Maur in Valley West, and see Scott, you know, by the elevator with that big piano playing music there. But, you know, I tell people that, and they no, Scott loved it. They gave him a chance to play out, and I understand that. But, you know, people that had real careers. Del Jones, who's around now, he played with Prince. You know, he played with the Box Tops, I think, and everything. And, you know, and of course, Scott Sutherland's out doing it right now. He's out on the road with Bill Murray and everything. And we got some people in town that have you know, been to the show, as they say in baseball. So now we're down to 2 minutes before 2026. You know, if you've got things that have to be filed in 2025, get it done. Get it done, because, you know, 2025 is gone for good. And now we're going to 2026. Who would have ever thought, in the year 2525, if men are still alive? Wasn't that a Zager and Evans song? You know, and we've lived through 2525. We won't live to 3535, at least us personally, but, you know, but that was something, you know. 2026, as I say, that's 7 decades for me, and damn it, you know. All the, you know, the presidents I've seen and everything, you know, 1956, 1976, 1986, you know, damn, 1996. And I'm just, I guess I got a minute to kill. But, yeah. And so here I am. You know, I started this all-night live stream thing during the pandemic, and everybody was doing it back then during the pandemic. And well, yeah, they've been to the show. Some of those guys have. You know, I was on the road with Baby Lester and the Buggy Bumpers, which was, you know, it's kind of like the sideshow. But there's stories in there about the people we run into, the people that were in the game, you know, that were really out there. It's really something. It's really something, the music business. It's a different world than it was back in 1976 for sure. That was 50 years ago. That was that Baby Lester thing. That's 50 years ago. You know, it's a different world now. Hi, Craig. KICI-LP Radio in Iowa City. Another great supporter of, you know, and Chip is with KFMG. Great supporters of local music. But here we are, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. And here's the glasses that my wife bought me to look kind of classy. And here we are. It's 2027. 26. For all acquaintance be forgot, never brought to mind. For all acquaintance be forgot, in days of all lang syne. For all lang syne, my Joe, for all lang syne, we'll take a cup of kindness yet, in days of old lang syne. Got bad news for you, Craig. I hope this year is better than the last one, because if it ain't, I'm gonna get the gun, put a 12-gauge round in me or you. What else can I do? They say New Year's Eve is a time for hope. If the good Lord give me the strength to cope, if he chose to put me to the test instead, now I'm perched out on the ledge. Perched out on the ledge, because the good Lord put me to the test instead. I hope this year is better than the last one. I'm gonna put that one to bed. I hope this year is better than the last one. I'm gonna put that one to bed. I hope this year is better than the last one. I'm gonna put that one to bed. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Roxanne. Hey, stay there. Can you stay for a minute, Roxanne? I got a song to play for you. You know, speaking of old times, you know, here, listen, you probably can't hear it. I think the dog can hear it. You know, I've been doing this for 6 years now, and, well, we got to drink our wine first. But, and it gets to be midnight, and I'm thinking, somebody's down there pounding on my door, probably telling me to shut the hell up, you know. And then I just realized what it was last year. It was, there's fireworks going on out there. You know, my poor dog's in the next room. She's probably having a heart attack. Anyway, we got to get the wine, and Roxanne, stick around. There's a song I want you to hear. And Craig, I think Roxanne, you know Craig Jarvie from KICI, one of the great, KICI and KFMG, the two great supporters of regional and local music in this area. But Craig is on, and Craig mentioned my new album, Dylan Plays a Free Show, and unfortunately, I tracked through the first hour and a half of this show, I tracked through that whole album. I'm kind of working back into the past. But anyway, let's get our wine. We're going to salute 2026, because 2026 is here. And boy, it sounds like warfare behind me. It sounds like somebody's out there transporting illegal substances, and we're blowing them out of the water. But I don't know what the heck that is. Sunday afternoon. Yeah, it's a great, and Chip is on. I think he's still on. Chip is one of the guys that does that, and we got some great people doing it, and they've been, Ron Sorensen's been around since the beginning of human history, and when I first learned to turn on a transistor radio, the first thing I turned to was KFMG. The Allman Brothers, Beatles, all that stuff. Back when the Beatles got start playing stuff like I Am the Walrus and stuff like that, that's where I heard that, KFMG. Anyway, I want to play, since I got a Roxanne, I want to play this one. If you're still there. Play one out of sequence. Actually, I had a series. I can't remember which album it was. It was about 3-4 years ago. It was right after, you've heard this song about tearing down the mill and tearing down Bill's, Uptown Bill's, and I have songs about that. This is that part of that one. Hi, Marco. Hi, Ohana people. I just had dinner there. First time I saw you, Clemens, you were really working the crowd. Said I'd show you how to season with reason, but don't get loud. The season of reason, Clemens, work well for you. Looking back from here with a few tears of gratitude, a few tears of gratitude, a few tears of gratitude. I know folks who died a whole lot younger than you did, didn't leave such a void. My heart is full of noise right now, saying don't get loud. I thought I could read you, Clemens, once in a while. I know going for the Hollywood ending was not your style, like losing a jury trial, losing a jury trial. Don't know anyone who hated to lose more than you did. I could see in your face, handled it with grace, played it down, saying don't get loud. The first time I saw you, Clemens, you were really working the crowd. Said I'd show you how to seize them with reason, but don't get loud. Don't get loud. I wanted to get that out while, if Roxanne was here. There was that one album where, it seemed like all the losses in Iowa City, they all kind of, and I know Clemens went a couple of years before. We lost Uptown Bill's in the mill, but I'm sitting there watching them tear down on YouTube or whatever, tear down Uptown Bill's, and I'm sitting there tearing down the mill, and then I'm throwing, and at the same time I'm giving all my old suits and everything away to, Goodwill and everything, because I couldn't, I didn't need them anymore because I don't go to court for one thing, and then secondly, I got the suits are like 4 times as big as I am, and in one of the pockets was was Clemens's picture, and I thought, and I wrote that song then, so that's where that came from. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to everybody in the central Iowa, in Missouri, you know, in Minnesota, Texas, Arkansas, you know, anybody that's in the central time zone. Happy New Year to you. You know, it's 2026 here now where I am, and I got to wear the fancy duds that my wife got for me. She bought me these chains too and everything. Back in the day, it was till death do us part. Now she's in the portal of the heart. I'll take whatever you have there. What I just heard uncurled my hair. She told me in a 6-word text, you won't like what I say next. Where I sit, it's for the best. She's going in the portal, Dave. I can't believe it ends this way. Back in the day, it was till death do us part. Now she's in the portal of the heart. She's going in the transfer portal of the heart. No comfort that it's not just me. What I understand isn't me. What if it's a common tune? It don't begin to salve my wounds. It's not a tune I listen to. She's going in the portal, Dave. I can't believe it ends this way. Back in the day, it was till death do us part. Now she's in the portal of the heart. She's going in the transfer portal of the heart. No telling where she goes, where it takes her, no one knows. Even you could take my place. She's going in the portal, Dave. I can't believe it ends this way. Back in the day, it was till death do us part. Now she's in the portal of the heart. She's going in the portal of the heart. She's going in the portal, Dave. I can't believe it ends this way. Back in the day, it was till death do us part. Now she's in the portal of the heart. She's going in the transfer portal of the heart. Now she's in the portal of the heart. She's going in the transfer portal of the heart. In the transfer portal of the heart. We're back to doing songs off my Hall of Fame album. I got through the first hour and a half. I got through when Dylan plays a free show, I tracked through that one. Now I'm going through Hall of Fame, which is a year before that. And this one, a lot of you have heard this story before, but it's a true story, so I keep telling it. But at any rate, of all the songs on the Hall of Fame, there's about 23, 24 songs on that album. This is the one that gets streamed the most. And that one's off of Hall of Fame too. There's probably a lot of better songs on Hall of Fame than there are on Dylan Plays a Free Show, including this one for whatever reason. I don't know why, but like I say, this next one is the one that gets streamed the most, and I don't know why. And not just that, it's been streamed more than any other song off that album put together, and it's like the third most streamed song of all the songs I've written. This is the most streamed song that gets streamed. And the biggest thing, it's been streamed in 18 different countries. I cannot figure it out. Why people, because, you know, unless I tell you what this is about, you wouldn't know what it's about, really. And it actually goes back to that night that I played at Old Brick in Iowa City 2 years ago. And a guy comes up to me, and he wants me to, he says, I want you to play at this thing we're having next summer in August for the 150th birthday of President Herbert Hoover in West Branch. I said, well, I'll do that. So I wrote this song, and then I don't think they canceled the birthday party, but this particular venue, there were problems with structure or something, so they never did do anything at this structure. So I had written a birthday song for Herbert Hoover, And so I started playing it out, and I put it on my album, and then it's getting played all over the world. It's getting played in Israel and England and Ireland and Germany and Canada and all these places. And I don't know why. I don't know why. You know, and it's still, every day there's at least one stream somewhere. Usually it's Great Britain or the United States, but sometimes Canada, and sometimes some crazy other place too, you know. I don't know why. You know, well, as I say, Craig, I think some of these songs I'm playing now are better songs than the ones on when Dylan plays a free show. But you know, but I like the sound of when Dylan plays a free show. You know, and that's, for me, that's just important. You know, I mean, it sounds, I won't say professional, but I got a pretty good, decent sound. You know, on all the you know, and to the extent that I can do that. Anyway, this is my song about Herbert Hoover. And the story behind it is Bertie, my boy, my little stick in the mud. Bertie, Herbert, you know, his father called him Bertie. And his father would comment on the fact that Herbert would go out and play in the streets of West Branch, and it would be raining out, and they weren't paved streets, they were muddy. So he used to call him my little stick in the mud. But then Bertie's father died, and his mother both died before he was 10 years old, and that's where I got the idea for this song. And if you really want to hear what I, you know, the parts that I went through of when Dylan played a free show, you know, all this stuff you'll be able to go back and listen to on Facebook. You know, it's recorded. They only keep them for 30 days, but I usually put these big ones on YouTube. Bertie, my boy, my little stick in the mud, I'm sorry I won't be here long enough. Your mother and I, we got somewhere to go before you reach 10 years old. So they'll send you to live with your Uncle John Minthorn in Oregon. Bertie, my boy, my little stick in the mud, I'm tempted to run. Bertie, my boy, my little stick in the mud, you'll sift through the ore like your veinous blood. So not just England and France and Canada and Israel and every place else, but also San Diego and soon to be Walla, Washington. That isn't what they'll remember you for. You'll walk through a whole different door. Bertie, my boy, my little stick in the mud, is there ever enough food for everyone? Never was easy before. Everyone starves in the war. There'll be a day, it appears, you could have a career as a millionaire. But Bertie, my boy, my little stick in the mud, the food czar takes over from there. Bertie, my boy, my little stick in the mud, you'll make more history than anyone. And when they look back in the decades ahead, there'll be so many things they'll forget. Bertie, my boy, they'll remember the man with planets and schools in the Hoover Dam. A good man caught up in tumultuous times, sometimes even hindsight is blind. When you go off to Stanford, you'll meet a young woman from Iowa. But Bertie, my boy, my little stick in the mud, that's what an Iowan does. Bertie, my boy, my little stick in the mud, I judge a man by the good he's done. When they look back to you right now, when it's all said and done, I'll be proud of the man you become. Bertie, my boy, my little stick in the mud, I'm sorry I won't be here long enough. Your mother and I, we got somewhere to go before you reach 10 years old. A lot of my friends are, some of my friends are stand-up comedians, and I always say that's the hardest job in the world. That's a lot harder than this. You know, I could sit here, I could stand here, I can play for 3 people, I can play for 1 person. They can do their homework or whatever, do a crossword puzzle while they're listening to me. I don't care. I play my songs and everything. You do stand-up, you have to have them. You have to have them. If you don't have their control of the people that you're watching, if they're not laughing at you and following you and everything else, you're dead in the water. That's a hard job. And really it all goes back to this man. And last night, just by chance, I was doing the dishes. I found a documentary that put on while I was doing the dishes. It was a 1996 performance by Don Rickles. Am I a little rough? Am I a little crude? Am I showing no respect? Am I offending you? You know I try to make light of the darker things. Follow the lead of the undisputed king. It's like I'm kissing the ring. Maybe it's your tie. Maybe it's your wife. Show me anything that matters in your life. They pay me to make you a laughing stock. Set my sights on the weakest of the flock. I say I'm sorry, but I'm not. I don't know if it's pathetic or comical. Don Rickles is my spirit animal. Does that explain everything? Or is it the reason you're being so critical? I beg you, please don't be critical. Don Rickles is my spirit animal. Back in the day, they called him Mr. Warmth. Maybe that's the goal I'm reaching for, or maybe that career was a one-time thing. Could be the crown way too heavy on the king. So my butt is in a flame. I don't know if it's pathetic or comical. Don Rickles is my spirit animal. Does that explain everything? Or is it the reason you're being so critical? I beg you, please don't be critical. Don Rickles is my spirit animal. When I was young, I had a night on the strip. I caught a bit of his act, thinking I could do this. Now I teeter at the edge of a tall, steep cliff. I don't know if it's pathetic or comical. Don Rickles is my spirit animal. Does that explain everything? Or is it the reason you're being so critical? I beg you, please don't be critical. Don Rickles is my spirit animal. I don't know if it's pathetic or comical. Don Rickles is my spirit animal. Does that explain everything? Or is it the reason you're being so critical? I beg you, please don't be critical. Don Rickles is my spirit animal. 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 See if I can do this one. Before I do that one, I should do this one. This is going to be out of sequence a little bit, but my right hip is starting to tell me it's time for me to sit down and start playing the piano. The right hip's about to go at any time. Maybe I'll get a new one like other friends of mine. I hear tell but old folks who break their hips and then they die. If that's the case, goodbye. If I could live forever, I don't know. I had my share of good years, but it seems a while ago. Maybe I made the best of things, just used up all my time. If that's the case, I'm fine. If that's the case, I can wax philosophical and nobody see when I cry. If that's the case, goodbye. It's been 36 years since you walked me down the aisle. 3 days out of 6, I do my best to make her smile. Maybe in my absence, she'll have pleasant thoughts of me. If that's the case, c'est la vie. If that's the case, I can wax philosophical and nobody see when I cry. If that's the case, goodbye. The right hip's about to go at any time. Maybe I'll get a new one like other friends of mine. I hear tell but old folks who break their hips and then they die. If that's the case, goodbye. Oh, if that's the case, goodbye. Oh, if that's the case, goodbye. You know, I go to the doctor just so I can tell them I've got a song that starts out, you know, right hip's about to go in any time. Maybe I'll get a new one like other friends of mine. I hear tell about old folks that break their hips and then they die. If that's the case, goodbye. You know, sometimes they laugh and sometimes they say, you know, I just want to put you under right now. It says Huck, we'll take that baby off. So I'm going to switch to the piano now because I think you listen. Your body always sends out those little signals like saying, you know, if you want to stand up and play for another 10 minutes, I'll let you do that, but you won't be able to walk for the rest of the weekend. So I got to get up, sit down, get up, sit down. This whole bit about getting old, you know. This is not a loss. I don't lose. There's some fine point to prove. I would not be broken if I was you. I'd have better things to prove. That's right. I'd be looking over both my shoulders. I'd be stingy with my trust. This is not a loss. Yes, I'm down. You know I'm gaining ground. You gotta part with some to gain some. That's the rule. You gotta take time to retool. I hear them dudes, they're out there claiming victory. Can a leopard change his spots? This is not a loss. Now I'm dressing for my imminent revival. Sounds like a long shot, but it's not. This is not a loss. I don't lose, unless there's some fine point to prove. I don't know if you know what that song's about. Maybe this next one will help you. Back up again. These are two songs about the same event from last year, or from 2 years ago, I guess, because this is... They're coming back, made up their minds. Wait for it. They're coming, wait for it. Here they are, they're walking in. Wait for it. Wait for it. The judge clears his voice. Is there a verdict? Yes, Your Honor. What say he? We say guilty, 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 guilty. That's how it sounds. That's how it sounds. That's how it sounds. That's how it sounds. It's called That's How It Sounds. And Those last two songs are about the same subject. I won't tell you what the subject is, but what I will tell you is, when the judge clears his throat, is there a verdict? Yes, Your Honor. And then the next, it's guilty 34 times. You know, you can make what you want. You can make what you want out of that. The title of that album is Hall of Fame, and there's actually two songs on there that this is actually named after. This is one. This is just called Hall of Fame. You're not the first to leave me in the lurch, leave me waiting like a fool, wondering when to toss the flag, insisting everyone is cool. Will you be the last? I swear the next one won't be you. I guess that puts you in the Hall of Fame of women who peruse their calendars, gloss right over my name. Simply forgot is the best that you can do. It's clear to me that it's never happened to you. Be cool, you sing. It's really no big thing, but I can see what you do not. What you learn about yourself when someone blows you off. If I can strike that Gordian knot, I can recover what's been lost. I guess that puts you in the Hall of Fame of women who peruse their calendars, gloss right over my name. What I simply forgot is the best that you can do. It's clear to me that it's never happened to you. Simply forgot is the best that you can do. It's clear to me that it's never happened to you. I guess that puts you in the Hall of Fame of women who peruse their calendars, gloss right over my name. A song called Hall of Fame. But this next one is really the song that album is about. I was playing at the Des Moines Farmers Market 14 years ago. I got done playing. I was playing this guitar. I looked in my guitar case as I was putting it away. Somebody had dropped a card in there. It was actually the business card for the vendor next to me. And somebody had taken it and had written in the back, and it said, "John, great job." And then the name was kind of hard to read, but it turned out it was Steve Garvey, L.A.D., Los Angeles Dodgers. And for years, I tried to decide whether or not that really was Steve Garvey or somebody who was trying to prank me. And to the point that I contacted his business manager, and I said, "I'll give you $200 if you give me a yes or no." And he said he'd check into it. And then I contacted him a few weeks later, and he said he can't give me an answer one way or another. I kind of took that as a yes. But over the years, I was able to gather some clues. And about 3 or 4 years ago, I was able to determine that it really was him based on some circumstances. And, you know, he ran for Senate in California last year. And just pretty much at the time that I was recording this song, you know, and Steve Garvey had left his card in my tip jar. And so I wrote a song about that. And then I contacted him again. It was the night before the election. He got trounced in the election. But I wrote and I said, you know, I've got this song about you on my album. And if you want, I could send it to you. He goes, yeah, he sent it to me. So it was him. It was him. And he's never responded to me after I sent it to him. But anyway. Steve Garvey dropped a card in my tip jar saying, "Great job. I never got a tip like that before." I now know he's a political man, but I got something that he wrote by hand. Now I don't begrudge his political stance. Let's put Steve Garvey in the Hall of Fame. He was a 10-time All-Star, good for the game. Back in the day, he was a household name. Let's put him in the Hall of Fame. He was a household name. Put him in the hall. I treasure what I find in my tip jar when I'm playing my guitar, though a quarter only goes so far. Then I come up with something like this: a back-off homer, a 10th inning hit, a great job from old number 6. Let's put Steve Garvey in the Hall of Fame. He was a 10-time All-Star, good for the game. Back in the day, he was a household name. Let's put him in the Hall of Fame. He was a household name. Put him in the hall. He's phased into a new career. Look at this, what I'm showing you here. I played my tunes and he lent me an ear. Let's put Steve Garvey in the Hall of Fame. He was a 10-time All-Star, good for the game. Back in the day, he was a household name. Let's put him in the Hall of Fame. He was a household name. Put him in the hall. He was a household name. Let's put him in the Hall of Fame. He was a household name. Let's put Steve Garvey in the Hall of Fame. Next year we can work on Pete Rose. Try this one. This is one more guitar song off of Hall of Fame. I saw an unfamiliar face in my seat at the table. I did something that I swore I wouldn't do. I called out your name, tried to break the plane, but I couldn't punch it through. That's the moment that I realized I won't make it back to you. When you get your debts, there's no negotiation that you swore you wouldn't do. You can have a good long cry, but it's just a waste of time. Time you cannot afford to lose. That's when you realize there's nothing you can do. There's a couple of things I really want to tell you. I know I made my chance. We had our moment on the floor. I just didn't want to dance. There's a couple things I really want to tell you. I know I had my chance. We had our moment on the floor. I just didn't want to dance. I saw an unfamiliar face in my seat at the table. I did something that I swore I wouldn't do. I called out your name, tried to break the plane, but I couldn't punch it through. That's the moment that I realized I won't make it back to you. That's the moment that I realized I won't make it back to you. That's the moment that I realized I won't make it back to you. I've had times when I've played that one better, and I've had times that I've played that one worse. Sometimes you're just a little bit over your head, but when it's 12:30 at night and there's 4 people listening, you can, plus the two background singers, you can take a shot. Let's see if I can make it to my chair now. Mary started to say something. It says Mary wrote thee, and then see more, it says. See more what? The Go Padres, yeah. He was a Dodger, he's a Dodger then, but he wound up in the Padres. This one's ripped off the headlines too. Mr. Seifert proposed to Miss Barker in class. Don't know what to think about that. Doesn't they stay together? If I knew them better, it's hard to see them engaging with us. Now we'll all need some time to adjust. It's hard to see them as regular people. They're our teachers, we're not their equals. I may be a little post-trauma from this. I saw my teachers kiss. I may have a crush on one of them, won't say which one it is. At this age, life is complicated enough. A lot of things we're not inclined to discuss. Sending them both best wishes. A little mixed up, I'm not malicious. Mr. Seifert proposed to Miss Barker in class. Don't know what to think about that. True story that I saw on the internet about some, two teachers in a grade school are hanging out a lot together, and even the kids were gossiping about them. And then one day they stood up in front of all the kids and they said, Miss Barker and I are going to get married, And so, I don't know, I suppose the kids are all screwed up. I don't know how it turned out. I don't know, but so I wrote the song. Here's another one, kind of ripped from the headlines. Sometimes you think, boy, does anybody have worse luck than I do? I suppose everybody thinks that. But there's always, no matter how bad things go in your life, there's always Pete Best. I'm the Pete Best to the Boston crew. There's others better than me, so many people say. I got Brian Epstein on 3. Pete Best to the Boston crew. I can manage a beat and I don't get in the way. The lads are glad to have me, but the lads don't like who I'm leaving with. Every night it's always some scene like this. What else can it be? What else can it be? I'm only being me. I'm the Pete Best to the Boston crew. I swallow that pill, I spin off to the side. I will not pay that bill. Pete Best to the Boston crew. I'm baring my throat, leaving behind. Now I see what they wrote. Now I see what I'm dealing with. I finally get the gist. Welcome anymore. Holding me the door. Showing me the door. lads don't like who I'm leaving with. Every night it's always some scene like this. What else can it be? I'm only being me, only being me. I'm the Pete Best of the Boston crew. There's others better than me, the way people say. Got Brian Epstein on 3. Pete Best of the Boston crew. Where these ideas, they just come in, and I decide I'm going to keep some of them. And so, like this one, this next one. By the way, we're getting 18 minutes away from Mountain Time. I don't know anybody in Mountain Time, but you never know. You never know who might be walking. I don't know if Walla Walla, Washington is Mountain Time or Pacific Time. I'm kind of thinking it's probably Mountain Time, so next year it'll matter. But I don't know about now. But I want to tell you, Pacific Time will come up at 2 o'clock our time, and I have to, under every 4 hours, I've got to change channels. I got to stop and start up again because I'm only allowed to do this for 4 hours at a time. So I have to start a new stream. So at about, if I don't forget, about 1:45, I'm going to stop and then start a new stream and go that way. And then at about 5:30, I'm going to do it again, although I'm going to take a little bit more of a break because poor Bella's in her room next door. I'll probably take her outside real quick at 5:30, and then I might take her out again at 8:30. But I don't know how long I'm going to go. I mean, 8:30 would be 10 hours, and last year I did that'd be 10 and a half hours, and last year I did 10 and a half hours. 2 years ago I did 12 and a half hours. So we'll see. I'm feeling pretty good right now. Walla Walla is Pacific Time. I'm asking because my sister Mary, who I think is on, she moved 46 years ago. She moved to San Diego. She just graduated from the University of Iowa, never been west of Colorado, really never been west of Omaha except for a trip to Colorado. Then she just got in a Volkswagen, moved to San Diego, and she stayed there for 46 years. And now all of a sudden, she's moving to Walla Walla, Washington, and really never been there before, but she and her husband went out and bought a house, and really nice house. And so now I got to learn all this stuff about Walla Walla. I got a lot of songs about San Diego, but I'm playing them in order, and it'll probably be 3 weeks from now before I get to the San Diego songs. Anyway, this is the last one off of Hall of Fame. Why is my license void? How do I get to school? How do I get a job if I can't drive? Why is my license void? How did I break the law? There must be fines I still haven't paid for. I try to be good, but it's just not my nature. Why is my license void? There are worse people out there than me. Are you dead set on keeping me off of the street? Why is my license void? What do I learn from this? Breaks my heart that you deem me a bad risk. Why is my license void? Am I not a person to you? Am I damned to be pinched at the drive-thru? Always pinched at the drive-thru. Why is my license void? I'm not into this. It's almost a joke. You can't be more creative than this. Why is my license void? Maybe I let it expire. It's like forgetting to take a bath when the house is on fire. Why is my license void? You think you could duly call? Waiting for that is always my downfall. Talking to you is like hitting a brick wall. Why is my license void? I should pick up and move to the hills or to Walla, Washington. Oh, it's always a battle of wills. Why is my license void? How do I get to school? How do I get a job if I can't drive? Why is my license void? I don't know. So that gets me through Hall of Fame. And then I get into the next album, which is, the next album back, which is a fictional character. Hello, friend. I'm back in town again. Been up here since November. Just not prepared to see you then. You didn't ask me how I've been. I saw things that I would never have imagined. I imagine, yes, I've changed. And if that's good or bad, I guess that's subject to debate. Hello, friend. I guess things got messy then. Whatever came between us, I didn't see that as the end. You had to know I'd come again. You knew me well enough to keep the front door open. I'd be back around someday. And when I showed up here, you know that I'd be home to stay. You knew me well enough to leave the front door open. I'd be back around someday. When I showed up here, you know that I'd be home to stay. Hello, friend, I'm back in town again. Hello, friend. I'm back in town again. We're just 10 minutes away. I may have 2 more songs maybe before we say Happy New Year to all those folks in Mountain Time, whoever you may be. You may be listening, but probably not. But you never know. It was either a dream, just one fleeting scene. Either way, I'm not proud of myself. Thank you. I'm not asking for anyone's help. Either way, I was there. I flew up those stairs. I believed you were waiting for me. I may be mistaken, but that's how it seemed. Bold prose you write on a cold, dark night, and shredded to pieces with the sun. There are lines you recall, but you can't preserve them all, just the one. Reply etched in stone, unequivocal no. It's away at the bricks in that wall. Stake my claim when the barriers fall. Then you opened your ears. Season was clear. I believed it would happen that way. Hesitant the bold prose you write on a cold, dark night, and shredded to pieces with the sun. There are lines you recall, but you can't preserve them all, just one. If I had the means to reconstruct those scenes, would that help me, baby? Is there something I can say, something I can do to get back to that place, that last clear glimpse of you? The bold prose you write on a cold, dark night and shredded to pieces with the sun. There are lines you recall, but you can't preserve them all, just the one. Just the one. Probably time for maybe one more before we get to 2026 in Denver and every place north of there. You expecting me to spit in your face to say enough is enough, I'm pulling out of this race. You got to drinking and you worked up the nerve to call me again. I guess I liked what I heard. I still care after everything you've done. I take my lick, thinking this time she'll run. I wonder how much blues is enough. I still believe there's a future for us. I still care. I still care. I still care. I still care. You said nothing good is gonna come out of this. You said it yourself, but I still took the risk. Be one thing, you'd be fooling me twice, but again and again, against all the advice. Oh, I still care after everything you've done. I take my lick, thinking this time she'll run. I wonder how much dues is enough. I still believe there's a future for us. I still care. I still care. I still care. I still care. Do I really need a face to bring me around, get me fully awake? There's the keys, tell me what will it take? I still care after everything you've done. I take my lick, thinking this time she'll run. I wonder how much dues is enough. I still believe there's a future for us. I still care. 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 It's time for one more. That one, I saw the Elton John Farewell Festival actually a few years back. When, he did a special. It was a farewell special on TV where he did a concert and played a lot of songs, and it just inspired me to write that one the next day. So we're down to. Let's see where we are. I got different clocks going at the same time, but it's 12:56, so we got 3 minutes. For just a minute, we were 2 yards apart. I felt the beating of her heart. I know that feeling anywhere. I didn't see her there. All at once I got those 7 years back. I stood there frozen in my tracks. Couldn't find the words to say. No, not prepared for that. For just a minute we were 2 yards apart. She was a mystery from the start. I let go of her back then. Why would I try again? I want to say that I learned something from that. I gave it everything I had. lost a slew of time and tears that I cannot get back. I guess it's one thing to be 2 yards apart, but to expose an eager heart be just more of the same. Guess I can see that far. All at once I got those 7 years back. I stood there frozen in my tracks. Couldn't find the words to say. No, not prepared for that. For just a minute we were 2 yards apart. I felt the beating of her heart. I know that feeling anywhere. I didn't see her there. All right. Songs from fictional character. Now we're getting down to it's 9:59, isn't it? 12. It's 11:59 in Denver and all the mountain states. Albuquerque, and places like that. And we're getting down to the last minute. Have to put on. My wife got me all this bling for New Year's, and if you see her, tell her that I wore it. Got this nice hat, fancy glasses I'll put on just as I'm starting to play. And I'll do my, if you'll see these several times, hear this song several times. If you stay for more than just an hour, you'll hear me do this several times. This will be the third time I do it, and I'll do it then. I'll do it in California in an hour, and I'll do it in Alaska in 2 hours, and then 4 hours I'll do it in Hawaii. So anyway, we're down to, come on, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year, Mountain States. All acquaintance be forgot, never brought to mind. For all acquaintance be forgot in days of auld lang syne. For auld lang syne, my Joe, for auld lang syne. Take a cup of kindness yet to auld lang syne. I hope this year's better than the last one. Guess it ain't. I'm gonna get the gun, put a 12-gauge round and mirror you. What else can I do? They say New Year's Eve is a time for hope. If the good Lord give me the strength to cope, but he chose to put me to the test instead, and I'm perched out on the ledge. Perched out on the ledge, because the good Lord put me to the test instead. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to thee, Tammy Thompson. Good year to... Gonna put that one to bed. We did better than the last one. Gonna put that one to bed. Oh, this year's better than the last one. Gonna put that one to bed. Happy New Year, mountain time. Going through the United States. We're 2/3, 3/4 of the way through the United States now, and it's 2026, and now it's just one more hour of 2025 in California. Let's get our toast out. We're going to get our wine out so we can toast the new year. Good thing they don't set off fireworks for the mountain time people around here. I've got a neighbor who played for the Hawkeyes back in 2006. Played for Kirk Ferentz. Actually played at the Outback Bowl, which Oh, I thought I could hear applause, but it was the bubbles. It was the bubbles in this so-called wine. But I ran into him in the street. I got done watching the game today. I ran into him on the street, and he's coming back from a walk. It was a game that just ended. I said, "Didn't you watch the game?" He forgot about the game. This guy played in the Reliaquist Bowl now, and he didn't even know the game had gone on. Anyway, Happy New Year to Mountain Time. So we're going through fictional character now. That's my 2023 album. I jack up the guitar for this one. One thing that I will do when it gets closer to the Hawaii, like the 15 minutes before midnight and 15 minutes after, I'll do ukulele songs. I'll do all my ukulele songs as we get close to. That's 5 o'clock our time. That's so it'd be 3 o'clock your time, I guess, in California. I'd rather be the fool making sweet mistakes, hold all the knowledge in the world at 3 a.m., be wide awake. I see people drowning at the deep end of the pool. I'd rather be the fool. I know that it's you. I made a solid pitch. I thought I held the roadmap to your love. You said, "Nice try, pal," but that's not it. I think I saw the blueprints, but I didn't have the tools. I'd rather be the fool. I'd rather know that I took my shot, came in short, didn't lose a lot. Life is just a lesson that doesn't stop. Though I'd rather be someone else's vision, it's a bad decision to be something that you're not. I see people drowning at the deep end of the pool. I'd rather be the fool. 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 From fictional character. I'm about to play the title song from that one. When you say Happy New Year to the Tammy Thompson, as you say, you know she's in Colorado, or because they get the place in Houston too, still don't they? So how do you know? Do you know she's in Colorado right now? I don't know. I just know her through Facebook texting. I don't know where she texts from. Anyway, fictional character. By now you're willing to stretch so far. You know the lingo and look the part. I'm well protected, don't cringe, you say, but the first time with him you bared your heart. There's no mystery with here. He's up and you vex, you're here. There's no mystery, this one goes. You cross his line and he breaks your nose. Doesn't hurt quite so much this time. Then it's more than a few of those. You're resigned to telling me that's just the way that it goes. The man you love is a fictional character. The man you trust is too. If you think you could change that, good for you. You have to rely on a fictional memory. Let it sap all of your energy. That's what your enemies do. You're just out there to harm yourself. That's your method, you've chosen well. From 5 blocks over he saw the sign. There's a good girl living her private hell. There's no foreplay or small talk here. He slizzers up and he buys your beer. It isn't here. And he's so much quicker than you to interpret your fears. The man you love is a fictional character. Man you trust is too. If you think you could change that, good for you. If you have to rely on a fictional memory, let it sap all of your energy. That's what your enemies do. You walk away feeling used, no matter what route you choose. The signs at all the exits say there's no escape for you. The man you love is a fictional character. Man you trust is too. If you think you could change that, good for you. If you have to rely on a fictional memory, let it sap all of your energy. That's what your enemies do. He's a fictional character. Man you trust is too. If you think you could change that, good for you. If you have to rely on a fictional memory, let it sap all of your energy. That's what your enemies do. That's what your enemies do. That's what your enemies do. Well, they do have a place in Colorado. But the other place is in Houston. Houston's just directly south of where we are. You go right down 35 and you get to Houston. So I think Houston is Central Time. I think Dallas is Central Time. I believe maybe the whole state of Texas. Maybe I don't know. You know how those things are. It's been a long time since I've been in Texas. Really, Houston I've been to twice for both of Paul's weddings. But there's that. Can't forget to change the reels in about half an hour. Otherwise, I may get... I'm stepping down in September, I guess. I did what I did to be one of the best. Always it seems I was put to the test. No, I don't see the point anymore. I'm just boots on the ground in somebody else's war. The standards so deeply ingrained in your mind, the lofty ideals that inspired to climb. You realize they don't stand a true test of time and ask, what are they marching us toward? When you're just boots on the ground in somebody else's war. There were things you're to do for the good of the herd that you don't reason out, simply taking the word of someone who's maybe as clueless as you, but someone who thought it through. They thank you profusely for paying your dues when you know all along they're just changing the rules. It's a sad fact of life they don't teach you in school. Now I'm ready to pull the cord. I'm just boots on the ground in somebody else's war. Whatever convictions you carried along from the day they recruited you, God, they were strong. Striking you now as it's time to move on, like the words of a children's song. What I'm up for today is a really clean break, not reminisce or admit my mistakes. I don't need a watch, I don't want a cake, just show me the goddamn door. I'm just boots on the ground in somebody else's war. I was just boots on the ground in somebody else's war. Boots on the ground in somebody else's war. boots on the ground and somebody else. Now this is the point where I always go to, the right hip's about to go at any time, but I played that one out of sequence. And that's a problem because, I practice in sequence, and a lot of times when I go out and play, I don't, and I do my live streams on Tuesday and do jobs and everything, I don't play all in the order I practice them in, and sometimes it's hard for me to remember how a song goes if I don't play the song before it. Well, let's find out. Especially now, the later it gets, and the more. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to Paul Thompson, wherever the heck you might be. And Tammy and the boys. Sometimes I answer the robocalls. Someone who wants to talk to me. Maybe a scam, but Joe, I am what I am. And if I'm after the jewels, they say I don't give a damn. Sometimes I answer the robocalls. When they come on respectfully, they maybe can tell I don't get treated so well. And they can see in my eyes that I'm a real easy sell. I'm a target, yeah, I'll say it myself. I'm a target, yeah, I'll say it myself. Sometimes I answer the robocalls. Here's the numbers on my card. If they come on with a friend, I got the money to spend. And if they save it to the weekend, they can call me again. Sometimes I answer the robocalls when I got nothing else to do. We can go for a beer, I'll hear the wind tone from here. I'll say, sweet recorded message, I've been waiting for you. I'm a target, yeah, I'll say it myself. I'm a target, yeah, I'll say it myself. Sometimes I answer the robocalls. Someone who wants to talk to me. Maybe a scam, but Joe, I am what I am. If I'm after the jewels, I guess I don't give a damn. I'm a target, yeah, I'll say it myself. 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 Neighbor's out for his morning walk. Does it every day at 10. Seems immersed in his deepest thoughts. How they eat away at him. I could step up and be his friend. He's so buried in the past, I don't even want to ask. I'm not a diplomat. Tomorrow he'll walk by again. Neighbor's out for his morning walk. I'm so glad that I'm not him. Tomorrow he'll walk by again. Think that I'd run into him every 6 or 7 weeks. Tell me something about those crazy twins, how the baby's on her feet, how life is pretty sweet. and the dues came up to pay. It can happen in a day. Sometimes it feels that way. There's nothing helpful I can say. The neighbor's out for his morning walk. I'm just standing here perplexed, wondering what will happen next. In the happy talk, the day the neighbors first moved in, tomorrow he'll walk by again. The neighbor's out for his morning walk. Sad song. So here we are, just about 40 minutes away from New Year's in the West Coast, and about 20 minutes away from when I'm going to have to shut down and start a new stream because I can only go 4 hours at a time. So keep an eye on that. It's just about time for the mailman to come. I know what she's bringing. I have to run. I know it's time to atone for the damage I've done. When I was bracing for yesterday's mail, I thought, show me your worst. I'm not likely to fail. What I received wasn't what I expected to come. I was bracing for yesterday's mail. 24 hours and I need you to come post my bail. Can age quite a bit, just 24 hours when the fuse has been lit by the man with the power. There's nothing constructive to do but just sit there and cower. My plans were designed to acquire some wealth. I was stupid and cocky and sure of myself. Nothing has changed, I just don't have the confidence now. Bracing for yesterday's mail. Now it's today and I need you to come post my bail. Bracing for yesterday's mail, what it doesn't entail. I may wake up tomorrow in jail. It won't go away, I know what's coming today. When I was bracing for yesterday's mail, I thought, show me your worst, I'm not likely to fail. What I received wasn't what I expected to come. I was bracing for yesterday's mail. 24 hours and I got the law on my tail. It's just about time for the mailman to come. I know what she's bringing, I have to run. I know it's time to atone for the damage I've done. Just about time for the mailman to come. Bad news. Sometimes it's good news. Anymore, it's pretty much junk mail. If I have anything important, it'll come by text or email or FedEx or whatever. You know, when I played through. When Dylan plays a free show, I missed this one. It just occurred to me. This one, I went back for my 40th reunion, graduate school there 2 years ago, and more than ever before, I walked around town, went through the school and everything, and And the school that I went to graduate school in, they've torn down the building. Happy New Year to you, Don. The school that I went to graduate school has been torn down and replaced by a beautiful new building. And my undergraduate school, the journalism school, has been torn down and been replaced by a beautiful building. And I walked through the streets of Iowa City, and there's so little left that was there when I was there. And going through the graduate school and everything, I'd go down the halls and everything. They had the paintings up of all the professors, my mentors, and everything. And they, on each one of them, it told when they went to work at the university, when they retired, and when they died. And I started feeling like a big old ghost in the sidewalks of that town. Big old ghost on the sidewalks of this town, with no detection at all. I walk past all of the marvelous halls, years ago torn down. Is there anyone out here who knows me? It'd be right to show yourself now. I'm a big old ghost returning to the scene, maybe 1,000 winters too late. I'll be out there laying in state by the source of Ralston Creek. Don't walk away if you know me. You could lead me back to my house. I'm a big old ghost on the sidewalks of this town. A big old ghost on the sidewalks of this town. I lived here, loved here, made lifetime plans. A forward thinker like any man. Seemed like no time it turns around. Big old ghost on the sidewalks of this town, with no detection at all. I walk past all of the marvelous halls, years ago torn down. Is there anyone out there who knows me? It'd be right to show yourself now. Big old ghost on the sidewalks of this town. A big old ghost on the sidewalks of this town. A big old ghost on the sidewalks of this town. A big old ghost on the sidewalks of this town. Big old ghost in the sidewalks of this town. I'm right now about 35 minutes away from Happy New Year to California, Washington, Oregon, and all points west. And then an hour later it'll be Alaska, and then 2 hours after that will be Hawaii. Now the other thing is, in 15 minutes I'll be changing channels. I'll be shutting down this live stream and I'll be starting a new one because I'm only allowed to go 4 hours at a time. So that'll be happening. I mentioned earlier, I got a lot of friends that do stand-up, and Willie Farrell, one of my high school classmates, he does a big Christmas show every year at Funny Bone in Des Moines. And one of the people he usually brings with him is Ed Wilson, who's the chief meteorologist at Channel 13, WHO Des Moines. He does a bit. He's really funny too. He's very, very accomplished comic as well as being a weatherman. And 3 years ago, we went to the show, maybe 2 years ago, and it just so happened that night was just one of the coldest nights of the winter. It was way, way, way below zero, and it was just a bad weather day, and we were all at the Funny Bone, and he was at the Funny Bone, and I'm thinking, he should be doing his job that night because it was a bad weather night. Anyway, they gave me the idea for this song. hugged your precious babies, took the time to make out a will, stocked up in bread and water in a full hit of fentanyl. After all the bad news lately, he says many records will fall, 10 below zero and snow piling 7 feet tall. The weatherman's trying to scare us, it's working, that's all. The weatherman's trying to scare us, it's working, that's all. He's pleasant and he's cheerful, he breaks the news with a smile, says if you're not stocked up on food, you're gonna starve for a while. That may be gross exaggeration, with that make-believe Arkansas drawl, but I'm not counting him out with survival involved. The weatherman's trying to scare us, it's working, that's all. The weatherman's trying to scare us, it's working, that's all. The weatherman's trying to scare us, it's working, that's all. That's a lot of power for a man to have who works 10 minutes a day. And he's been wrong more than he's been right. Why should he let him spoil a perfect night? The weatherman's trying to scare us, it's working, that's all. The weatherman's trying to scare us, it's working, that's all. The weatherman's trying to scare us, it's working, that's all. The weatherman's trying to scare us, it's working, that's all. Think you hear a sigh of relief from me? That's as far from the truth as you can be. The last 8 months have been my fantasy. Wasn't thinking about me when I let you leave. The vision of the damage I've done to you. No, I didn't like the view. That's my nature and it won't improve. Time to step aside, let you make your move. Good luck on Pleasant Street, I think it's gonna be fine. Far from where the blues reside. You got stability. I'm gonna give you what you want from me. I'm not here for a display of sympathy. Good luck on Pleasant Street. Good luck on Pleasant Street. I think you hear a car in the street at night, speeding out of sight. I just need to know if you're all right. If you want to bring me back, you can flash a light. Good luck on Pleasant Street, I think it's gonna be fine. Far from where the blues reside. You got stability. I'm gonna give you what you want from me. I'm not here for a display of sympathy. Good luck on Pleasant Street. Good luck on Pleasant Street. Run now, fly. Run now, far from where the blues reside. Run now, oh fly high. Good luck on Pleasant Street, I think it's gonna be fine. Far from where the blues reside. You got stability. I'm gonna give you what you want from me. I'm not here for a display of sympathy. Good luck on Pleasant Street. I'm far from where the blues reside. You got stability. I'm gonna give you what you want from me. I'm not here for a display of sympathy. Good luck on Pleasant Street. Whoa, good luck on Pleasant Street. Whoa. Good luck on Pleasant Street. Whoa, ho, 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 ho. something we can all relate to if you have kids in the house, little kids, babies. You know what I'm talking about. I don't know why the baby cries. Maybe she knows why. I'd be surprised. Maybe he had a dream last night. She was challenged to a pillow fight. Maybe she can understand how things just drifted out of hand. That I'd never be the kind of man to be tied down by a wedding band. I don't know why the baby cries, unless somehow she can recognize you caught me in so many lies. I don't know why the baby cries, unless somehow she can recognize that you caught me in so many lies. I don't know why the baby cries. Maybe she knows why. I'd be surprised. Maybe had a dream last night. Don't know why the baby cries. The baby's in the room. She's not a baby anymore. She's 3 years old now. She still cries sometimes. Everybody cries, I suppose. She does. You got no good business here. You stand out on the sidewalk and wave, and you think everything will be fine in a couple of days. You say maybe you're making his heart grow fonder. It just doesn't work that way. You got no good business here. You think he'll let you explain. If you think you're getting the floor, you're completely insane. You're thinking he has an ear for the voice of reason. Ain't gonna play out that way. If anyone would know, it would be you. No one knows better than you what he's willing to do. You got no good business here. You've seen his smile go away, like a seasonal change in the winds blowing down from the bay. You say there's nothing to fear because now you're stronger. That's what they always say. If anyone would know, it would be you. No one knows better than you what he's willing to do. No good business here. You stand out on the sidewalk and wave, and you think everything will be fine in a couple of days. One more song, and then I gotta change the reel. I gotta shut down and start another one because we're almost to our 4 hours. This was the top one. We got a local girl in the Final Four. I never watched a game before. Gotta cancel my appointment at the Good Feet store. I can walk with a cane. I gotta watch the game. Graduated from the very same school. There's 50 years between us, but it's still so cool. She hits him every time behind the three-point line. I knew Grandpa as the high school dean who put me in detention for no cause it seems. You can be sure he'll crack the whip on her. We got a local girl in the Final Four. I never watched a game before. Gotta cancel my appointment at the Good Feet store. I can walk with a cane. I gotta watch the game. Is it infatuation or old school pride? Who puts her in my dreams almost every night? It's a sight I don't forget. We're cutting down the net. She gets the rebound almost every time, just as lethal from the free throw line. And you must remember this, she gets 12 assists. Angel Reese is taunting her. She's still the MVP for sure. Got a local girl in the Final Four. I never watched the game before. Gotta cancel my appointment at the Good Feet store. I can walk with a cane. I gotta watch the local girl in the Final Four. I never watched the game before. Gotta cancel my appointment at the Good Feet store. I can walk with a cane. Gotta watch the game. Cancel my appointment at the Good Feet store. I can walk with a cane. I gotta watch the game. Happy New Year to you, Max. Local girl in the Final Four. Local girl in the Final Four. Got a local girl in the Final Four. Okay, now is the time that I've got to shut down and I've got to start another live stream because I can only go 4 hours at a time. And I want to be up and running well before 2 o'clock our time so I can ring in the new year in 20 minutes on the West Coast. So I'm going to shut down and start again. And so, and I'll be doing that maybe 2 or 3 times tonight, at least probably 3 times at least, 3 or 4 times. So anyway, thank you for listening so far. I'm glad to have you join me on the other end. And I'll be back in just a couple of minutes.